G'day, Chloe. This is just an introduction, so I'll talk you through the sort of things I want you to cover in your Camtasia for them. So first of all, explain that the first page you'll see when you log into the LMS is the welcome page. Just tell them if they're having any issues with the LMS, just to speak to you. Then you can let me know, obviously. The first page I see is a welcome page, which just goes through some information about the course and some of the units they're going to be covering during the course. From there, you can tell them that the major thing they're going to focus on is the session section. So we get into the sessions, okay, and what they're going to need to do straight away is complete the opening activity. The opening activity involves them trying to choose the type of organization or business they're going to base themselves on for their social media projects. Now, you're pretty familiar with this. You've had the information from Michelle on what sort of businesses they're choosing. If you're having issues with trying to establish whether you should let them do one or not, maybe speak to me about it, let me know by email. But I think it should be pretty straightforward that they should try and set it up based on one of those tasks that you and Michelle have spoken about. So then when they get to the bottom of this page, they've got a learning activity, which is basically going to be a quiz. It won't be preview questions for them, but it will be what is the name of the organization and so on. And I'll tell you separately how you get in and check it. So that should be pretty straightforward. From there, if we go back to sessions, then they can get stuck into their content. And to work through the content, just explain to them that they work down the page, they read the content and watch the videos. At the bottom of most pages, there's going to be an activity for them to do. Now, often it's going to be a discussion, but sometimes it might be quiz questions. Sometimes it might be an assessment task. So in this case, they're asked to do something, and then they need to provide a comment. So again, they put a comment in, the post comment, and you just record or have a look at what comments they're putting in. I guess you're more familiar with that than me doing that. So again, going back to sessions, go through with them that their requirement is that they need to just work through this content. So you need to really make sure you're familiar with all these requirements down here. Also run them through what the major assessment tasks are going to be for this cluster. So what they're going to do is they're going to have these assessment tasks here. There's the opening activity, introduction to blog and content marketing, introduction to digital and social media. So again, open these up and show them basically what they're going to be. They're going to be quizzes. In a lot of cases. So again, they've got some questions to do here as part of a case study. But the last assignment is going to be a more major project. So this is going to be the biggest part of the assessment task for this cluster. So what I do is say, this is going to be your biggest assessment task, but we're going to, so you can have a read through that if you like, but we're going to go through that as a group. In 3 or 4 weeks, you can release a separate video related to that, Chloe, I think. So this is an important one you familiarize yourself, but I don't think it's ideal at this starting point to go through that task too much. Today, or in this video that you produced today, I think it's more important that you're actually putting a video together that just gives them an overview of how to use the learning management system. So again, you're going to be talking to them about the discussions feature, because that's where there's going to be discussions go into. But the major thing is actually working through the sessions, reading the content, and completing the activities down the bottom. Again, they might come back to you with questions, so it's really important that you understand that. So again, working through this, knowing what the activities are, giving them a brief overview in this video that this is where your assessment tasks are. They don't have to go in, they can go and look at their assessments through here, but explain to them that normally the assessments, they'll know when they need to do them because the assessments will be released at the bottom of various sessions. So again, if we have a look here, session 13, that major assessment task, you're required to complete this assessment task. Is when they've got up to that part that it's released at the bottom of the page. So that gives them a bit of structure. So they're not just thinking, bang, when do I do these assessment tasks? Explain to them, they'll be released in the sessions. So I guess, Chloe, if you can have a look at this video and just get back to me on whether you think that will give you enough guidance, because then if you're comfortable, then they will tend to be comfortable. But I think the main thing to reassure them in the video is that we're going to be in constant contact with them. So if they are unsure on things or they can't work it out, just get on the phone or correspond with you through the news feed, and so that we're there for them. So as you deal with their issues, you're going to learn more about it as well.